Hey YouTube. Well, I'm going to give you a little update on our Geophagus. I'm so sorry. I am so not professional. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyhow, I'm just trying to make my zoom less zoomed. I don't know. Behind me is a pineapple tree. We've got to get rid of it, but I'm afraid to put it out yet. Well, them beside me here, but selfie time. But there you go, angels, geos. I know I'm goofy. I'm just being goofy. Anyhow, look here. Oh gosh, that stupid finger. 40-gallon breeder. Sorry for the glare. Dennis and Barb's, they're ready to go, I think. We put them in the 75-gallon angel tank. That's the bottom tank with the marbles. Plants in this tank are phenomenal. Absolutely gorgeous. I had a lace, Madagascar lace in there. Right there's that little bulb from it. I don't know what to make of it. A little whiptail catfish up under there, and over there, there's about 5 in the tank. But here's what we've come to see. Right here. Look at that. The Geophagus. Now, on my first video regarding the births of these little fellers, I said that they were from Mexico, and I said that they were called Geophagus red-headed Trapaho, and I have to tell you, and I'm a complete idiot. They're not from Mexico at all. They're from Brazil, and they're not called Trapaho. They're called Tapaho. I am so dumb, but anyway, it's okay. I really don't care. I mean, I do. I want to give accurate information, but you all got to realize I'm not that smart, so just take that into account. So, anyway, Rio Tapaho in Brazil, right? River. Well, look. See the plant blowing? There's my fluvial output right there. See the little white thing? That's where it's pumping out. And it's coming out about half, maybe 3/4 flow rate. And those fish just stay in that flow above the heater constantly. And they love it. And you can't even tell they're in the flow. They love it. They get up in it, they get blown a little bit, then they get back down, and they just make a big circle. And always hungry. And I have to say, you have to give them brine, baby brine. I don't think there's anything better than baby brine shrimp. Now, that being said, I've not tried a lot of food. I've not tried the black worms. I've not tried the cultures, the vinegar eels, and all that. I've not done all that. I probably ought to. And this is my only bare bottom tank, and the only reason that I made it bare bottom is in case I have to have meds. I don't want it to hold copper or nothing in it, but I would hate to have to do that. I never use meds for fish. Look at them going, looking. So I say there's about 50 of them, and if I had a guess on to measure them, they're probably about 1/4 inch long. They're growing incredibly fast with the brine shrimp. Baby brine. I've got 2 of them Zis brine shrimp breeder things going. I don't know what they hold, a couple acres. See, look, see them getting the flow? But they're swimming against it. They're strong swimmers. And they're little itty bitty things too. Look, right against the current. Now you see where the current, when they let it, they'll let the current blow them. And that's what they do all day long. And that's probably what's making them so big. All that current is building their muscles, and they're getting all that high protein food. Yeah. So it's just a 29-gallon tank. Now a lot of people stage them. They put them into little breeder boxes, and they just move them on up. Well, look, these guys were born in the 90s. And they stayed in one little corner altogether. This is a 29. I'm not a fan of moving fish. I think the least amount of times you move a fish, the better off you are. I'm not a fan of fingers in the fish tank. Your fingers, your hands should never, ever, ever go in that fish tank, whatever, except to maybe clean that sponge. That's about the only reason I think you ought to have. And if you have something dead in there, take it out. I mean, there's no sense in it. Probably be all right. The fish will probably eat. You don't know what it died from. Take it out. It's just better. Just take them out. If you notice anything dead, take it out. Your tank could probably consume it. And when I say your tank, I'm not talking about the fish. You got snails, you got bacteria, crazy, crazy bacteria loaded all over the place. This tank has a lot of filtration, probably more, way more than what it needs. So I tell you what, if you watch Father Fish, you watch Lucas Brand, you know you don't need a filter. You just, a lot of people don't even use flow. They use plants to control it, plants and bacteria to keep the water cleaned. I think when you have young, you ought to feed them more than a couple times a day. Fry, I shouldn't say young, I should say fry. It's just been my experience. I've had, it just grows them out faster. And you should feed a decent amount. So I guess you could say my aquarium's overclocked because the only thing I'm missing in here is a sponge filter. I've got the hang on back, aqua clear. I've got the fluval. I guess it's a 207 model, something like that, real small fluval. And that's what's doing the filtration. But that wood is covered in bacteria. So is that sponge. So is the sponge. That's not even a sponge. I had a piece of foam I got, I don't know where. I just wrapped it around the filter, threw a zip tie in. This was my hospital tank. I had a beta in here and a couple of guppies to keep it going, to keep the bacteria fed, to keep the plant fed. No sand, like I said, for those particular reasons I mentioned. I don't know. I got wood, right? So I should have sand. I just got the wood to soften the water. We got very hard water, and I think it'll help to soften it some. Let's see, that wand, spray wand in the back. Look, it's not even hooked up. That fluval on when you put the flow all the way up, it literally blew the wand off the thing. So I don't think the wand's very good. Just let's see what else. So yeah, overclock. So when you full up with fish, there's at least 50 of them babies. Plus there's a couple of little, I don't know if you can see them every now and again. You might see one floating mid-level or high. That's a guppy baby. I think, isn't that what they call that grass? Guppy grass? I don't even know what it is called. But it grows pretty darn good. I'll tell you what. It helps the water. And now the floating plants. Now the 40 breeders got floating plants. I got mixed feelings about them. You know what? Some are okay, but if you have them, get rid of them. They don't ever stop growing. They're a pain. They're more trouble than... I think they're more harm than good. They block the flow from the filter and from the air. See, that one's got air. See, this is overclocked too. This one has a sponge filter on the left side and the hang-on back. And look at the plants. Oh, the plants are crazy. And look at that. All right. Yeah, I've got hair algae. There's a few shrimp in here. I don't know if they can breed. I don't know what's going to eat them. But I got a few bio bags I like to keep bacteria in. But I've got hair algae, so I don't think I'm going to use those starter bags in anything because I don't want to move hair algae everywhere. But that is the prettiest hair algae I think I've ever seen. Look at that rich green color. There is nothing wrong with this water. There is so much nutrients in this water. It's ridiculous. But see, that's the reason why those floating plants, I'm telling you, I have to clean them out like once a week. Look at that big clump in the center. You gotta keep on top of those darn things. I took a mixing bowl, like a quart or so, filled it, and that was yet like 2-3 days ago, and I think I can do it again. I think, look, it's crazy. So I don't like the floating plants. You get a lot of slime on the top and all that. It looks like a pond, like pond scum is what it looks like on top. Now, when I kept saltwater tanks, we used to have a protein skimmer, and that you would never have that with the protein skimmer. That protein skimmer takes out all the enzymes and whatnot that causes that biofilm. But those Denison barbs, those are so pretty. So when the construction ever starts here, and we do add that room on, it's going to be the fish plant family room. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have big tanks, and one of the tanks I want is a barb tank. I want the tiger barbs, the green tiger barbs. I want those Denison barbs in it. I want The gold Denison barbs, they're just beautiful. I love those things. Torpedo barbs, they go by so many different names. And probably those rasboras. And the black neons I got to put in the angelfish tank because I think they'd complement the red-eyed marble angels I have, but I don't know. They might get eaten. They say they're all right, but I don't know. They are fast swimmers, but I don't know. This tank is just so good. And then I have about 8 cardinal tetras in my 20 high. Actually, that's my wife's 20 high, but I don't know what to do with them. I like to give them more swimming room, so we'll see. So anyway, that's a little short video. Little update on what's going on here. The chibbits. There's those little redhead tapajo from Brazil, not Mexico. Only a dummy would say Mexico and call them by the wrong name. I'm pretty good at that. They just love the current. They can't have enough current. Look at this. They look like a little fat tadpole. Look at the size of that thing. They're pretty good size. See, that's one of those Hygger heaters. And if you have one of them, you know how you can tell what size they are. There's about 50, and they're wonderful. Doing good. This is about a week old now, I say, or maybe not quite. Well, probably right at. I don't even know when the last video was. I should have looked before I started this one, but because I don't edit and do all that nonsense, I don't do it. And Father Fish, don't get mad at me because I didn't put sand in there. I know I should have, but like I said, that medicine thing, if I had to use medicine, it's not really a tank that I use. It's more of a holding thing, and I don't know. Jesus, I can hear him now. He's mad. He's saying, what in the world are you thinking, Jimmy? But yeah, it's my only tank like that. Look, that's a healthy sand. Look, this one's Sino too. Look, see, dag on it. But it's way down low. I ain't gonna fool with it. When it gets under the surface and starts showing, I'll put some of that stuff in. But you can see how far down the water gets, right? In the sand. I mean, that's the top layer, but then it goes down further, and that's where your roots are and all. Pretty good. Big sands like Father Fish likes. Probably could do a little more, but it's about, I don't know, there's my fingers. Shoot, it's pretty. It's a lot of sand. Yeah, it's probably, this is probably about 2 inches above this. So, like, what would you say? About 4 inches, maybe 3-4 inches of sand in there. That's okay. But look at that sponge, all that algae. I hate to take it out because there's all sorts of life teeming on it. The snails, I don't like to kill things. It's not even the snails. I just don't like to do that. And the glare, I don't know what to even do. I guess I could turn that light off. Let's see. Shoot. Let me try it. See if it works. See if it's any better. I'm sorry. Oh, terrible. There we go. Well, it might have helped some. Anyway, that little sponge is just covered in hair algae. I just gotta get it out. If you got hair algae and stuff, I'll tell you what I do. I don't know if it helps, but I put it out in the sun and I let it just bleach in the sun for a little bit, and then I just rub it together in between my hands, and all that algae and whatever is in the sponge, it'll just turn to powder. So hold it away from you. Make sure the wind's at your back because you don't want to inhale this stuff because it's going to be fish poop and vegetation, dried vegetation. And fish eggs and who knows what else. So here's another thing I was saying about the fish and the eggs and all that. I wonder if I took everything out of this tank and left it for about a week, I wonder if I'd have any fry. Because those are all egg scatter. Well, they're not all egg scatterers. I think the Denison bobs are, but I'm not sure they're breeding. The rasboras, the lamb chop and harlequins, I got a mix of them in there. I got a few of each. They lay eggs on the underside of the plants, of the leaves. The black neons, I think they're also scatterers. I'm not for sure. Or they might lay them on in the plants, like that guppy grass over there. They might lay them in there. I don't know. But hold on, give that a shot. Hold on, plug. Oh my gosh, I broke the video. Holy hell. Sorry, I was putting my light back on. Anyway. There they are. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do it, but now that I've got you, it sure is nice to see you. Please like and subscribe. I know they're not the greatest videos, but I mean, I think they're kind of interesting because you don't see Geophagus babies. And they're growing so fast, and they just took to that food. I didn't have any brine shrimp when I first hooked the tank up. First when I put them in there, I didn't know there was even babies. They had them all in their mouths. Now I know what to look for. Have I looked to see if any of them are carrying babies? No. Is it suspect? Yes. Why? Because they're chasing the heck out of all the fish. The geodes are chasing the angels. They're chasing the other geodes. So that's a perfect telltale sign. But I'm not seeing the throat gets distended when they have the young in there. I never knew what they were looking at. I'm like, I don't see anything. Like, I'm looking at the cheeks here on the fish. It's not how you tell if they're holding. It's under here. And then what they do is they take the fish and they hold them in the hand and they get the babies out of their mouth. I'm not doing all that. I'll kill the poor fish. No, I'm not doing that. Well, who does that? I guess successful fish breeders, but I'm not one of those guys. I'd be afraid of hurting them. They're so tiny. I thought the Geophagus red-headed Tapaho, I thought that they got much bigger. Maybe they still will. I've only had them maybe, I don't know, a year maybe? 6, 8 months? I don't know. They're good, hardy fish. Amy killed one. She murdered one. She moved the heater, and she didn't realize. She did not move the heater. No, she moved the wire. The heater's wire. And when she did, she moved the heater, not realizing, right on top of one of them poor things. I don't know how long it stayed there, but it got trapped under the heater, dead. It broke my heart because I had 6, now I'm to 5. It was probably one of the other females. I don't even know. I don't know how many females I have. I don't know how many males, but look, they're digging a nest. Oh, hold on. I got to turn you see a close up of that. Look. I know, I've been working on cleaning, but look, they're over there. They've dug out, look. So I think they're going to put eggs up under there. Or they might actually be doing it. But I think that's what they're going to do. So, yeah, look at that male. Look at him. Pretty boy. Look at that red head and the blue. I think that's the female. I'm not so sure. I can't tell apart. I'm just thinking the smaller one's the female. I don't know. Look. And there's a lot of fighting. Oh. Look at the mouths. The blue on the geodes. Pretty neat. I'm sorry. I know you're probably straining to see the daggone fish. Look. They're like, oh, that's what you're doing. Yeah, I've got to clean that glass. But you know what? I need to take a stick. I need to put a razor blade in the stick. I used to have one of those. I think that fish has got babies under the chin. Look under the mouth of him. See? See? I bet you. I bet you. Look at the other one, smooth. There ain't one in that one. Smooth. No babies. But that one's protruding a little bit. That one there. So I think we got another batch. I'm sorry about this video. Jesus, I should never quit my day job. Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. I think we got more. But I'm going to update you. And I hope we do have babies. Because if we have babies right now, they go right there with their cousins. Right down in there. I got my shorts on. It's April. No. Yes. It's like the 5th of April, the 6th of April, I think. 76 degrees in my house last night. And this morning outside it's like 73. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So the pineapple that's behind me, it can go outside soon. I'm really a lousy cameraman. I start getting distracted and I think about different things. But anyway, I've kept you all long enough. Just sharing what I do. This is what I do. I don't know if it's right. I don't know if it's wrong. It's what I do. And it works for me. Look at the snails. Look how healthy them shells are. something's right about this tank, because I wish my other tanks were like that. It's kind of dirty, but those baby like it dirty. I don't know what else I got crawling around in there. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Some little babies. What's that thing? What is that? What is that? I think it's just debris getting blown by the filter. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff in there, but it's good for the babies. All that little stuff, they eat it. Brine shrimp, spirulina, powder spirulina, first bites. I know everybody's like, just give them one thing. I feed them predominantly baby brine, but I'll be honest with you, sometimes I don't feel like fooling with it, so I just grab the powder stuff. And what I didn't have baby brine when they first started, so I was giving them first bites because that's all I had readily available. Then I remembered I had the baby spirulina food from I don't know who makes it. Sarah. That's that yellow. It's the yellow thing right there. That's from Sarah. And they'll eat that too. But I want to get them used to the different types of food. I think that's important. You might not want to feed them all different types of food, but it's good that they take them, because the next person who gets these babies when they get a little bit bigger, you don't want them to have trouble feeding them, and you don't want the babies to not eat. So I think it helps, because they're already going to be scared going into a new place. But that's months out. I don't know if I guess I got to clean that glass again. I did clean it some. It's my biggest nemesis is cleaning glass. Look, they're always looking for food. Look. See? Picking off the bottom. Look. Good. That's what you want. You want them to eat. You want them to have food readily available at all times. They got nice little bellies. Look, nice and plump. So I'll probably wait about an hour. I'll give them some more brine shrimp. I give them the brine shrimp about 3 times a day. 2 to 3 times a day. I feed them 3 times a day. Sometimes 4. Every couple hours, I throw a little something in there. Not a lot, just a little bit. All day long, just a little bit. And it adds up, and there's some floating around, but that's okay, because they're all the fish I got in there. I've got it. The filtration, overclocked. That's what my term for it is. Overclocked filtration, look. Hang on back canister, overclocked. Hang on back sponge filter, overclocked. Same thing. Sponge filter, hang on back. Not only that, but the surface area of the sand and the wood, I mean, it's all bacteria on everything. Everywhere. It's doing okay. Alright? Alright. See. Anyhow, please subscribe and like and share my videos. If you want to ask me something, my email is jim250lt@gmail.com. Just send me an email, and I promise I'll respond to you right away. Unless I'm inundated, but somehow I don't see that happening. Well, there you have it. All right, folks. Y'all take care. And I'll probably update you on this fry, and maybe if we have new fry before too much longer. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.